She is giving 90s smoky eye cut crease. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Maddie P. And in today's video, I am showing you guys how to achieve this eye look. I had some requests to film this tutorial, but without further ado, let's get into the video. So for this full look, I'm actually reaching for two different palettes, the Kosas Undressed and this ColourPop Frosty the Snowman palette. But you really just need three different shades, a light cool tone shade, a darker kind of gray shade, and then either a really dark gray shade or a true black shade. I've already prepped my lids. I always use the MAC Painterly paint pot, and then I just set it with a lighter shadow. Usually it's this shade called Hint from this Kosas Undressed palette. So starting out first with the lightest cool tone shade, I'm using this one from the Kosas Undressed palette. This is Whisper. And I'm just gonna take this on a crease brush, and I'm going to start to tap that into my crease, and mostly just like above my crease. With this whole cut crease look, I wanna be working above my crease. Just when my eyes are sitting naturally, you can actually see the cut crease. So tap that all along, even into kind of the inner corner here. Now, I'm also making sure that I tap that product in whenever I'm applying my product for this makeup look, so I can control the product better. And then I'm going to go in with a clean fluffy brush to buff it out after. This took me so long to learn with my eyeshadow. And I mean, my eyeshadow skills are still not amazing, but they're substantially better. So I would always do my eyeshadow and then wonder why it looked like so messy and like muddy looking. And that's because I was just going straight in with product and just swiping back and forth like uncontrollably, and then trying to use that same brush with all of that product on it to blend it out. Trust me when I say going in with a clean eyeshadow brush after makes your life so much easier. I also want to tap this product kind of up and out. I noticed the first time I did this eyeshadow look that it was going too short on this side. It needed to come out more. It just made the outside of my eye look really small, and I want it to look bigger. So that's why I'm going to really go above here. Now I'm also taking the same lightest shade that I've been working with here, and I'm applying it onto the outer corner of my eye as well. Okay, so now I'm going in with my clean eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to blend that out and soften up the edges there. Okay, next I'm reaching for my Frosty the Snowman palette, and I'm gonna go in with this matte shade here called Always Very Merry, that guy. So a bit of a grayish color. Same crease brush, and I'm gonna lightly dip in, tap off, tap, tap, tap. Always tap off the excess. Okay, and same thing, I'm going to place that into my crease, and just above the crease, find that shape here. Bam, 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 bam. Remember always being so intimidated by a cut crease, and I finally tried one, and I was like, okay, this is way easier than I thought it was. I just feel like it looks so good on people that it just looks intimidating. Like it looks like it would be challenging. Okay, going in with the other eye, so placing that product down, tapping it in. If anything, I do tiny little like strokes like this, but do not just like windshield wiper. Maybe you see some people do it. I don't know. That's how I started doing it, because you would watch eyeshadow tutorials and they'd be like, apply the product, and just be doing this. So that's what I did, but it just made my eyeshadow look so chaotic. So once I started doing this tapping motion, my makeup just looked so much better. The other eyeshadow tip that I need to start doing as well is to keep my eyes relaxed when I'm doing my eyeshadow. I have a tendency to go like this and like raise my eyebrows, and then when I drop my eyebrows, like the shape looks different. What happens is I apply more product up top here and then less down here, because when it's raised, it's even there, you see that? And then as soon as I drop my eyebrows, this part goes down. So that's why it looks like not right. I'm actually going to go back into my Kosas Undressed palette, and I'm going in with this lightest shade Hint, which I set my whole eyelid with. I actually just want to use this to clean up this area here, because like I said, I went really high. So I just want to diffuse that, and that already looks so much better. Whenever I'm using lighter shades to diffuse something, this is when I'm not afraid to really like go in and blend. The rule is when I need to blend, windshield wiper movements. When you need to place products, specifically darker pigments, tap. Next, we're going into the darkest shade. So picking up my Frosty the Snowman palette from ColourPop again, going in with this shade here, which is Button Nose, which is a more like gray toned black. It's not like a true black. This one on the other side is like a true black. So going with something more like a gray toned black makes it a lot less intimidating. So the same path we've already been doing is the path that we're going to follow with this darkest shade. I'm going in with like a little bit of a smaller crease brush. This is the Morphe M433, the best crease brush in my opinion, well, that I own. And this is where you really want to follow the tapping motion in the crease, just so this dark eyeshadow doesn't get out of control, in my opinion. You watch other people do a tutorial and they're like, dee, 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 back and forth, and it doesn't work out for me. Again, I like to bring this into the inner part of my eye. I feel like you can see it better now that I'm using this darkest shade. I find it just really helps like elongate the eye. Nice thing about a cut crease is you don't have to be afraid to like get close into the lid, because we're literally going to be taking that off. So if you're nervous about putting the dark shadow on your crease, you can kind of start lower down and then work your way up. And remember here, we're just placing the product. We're not worried about blending yet. We're gonna go in and do that after. This is the product place. We're just gonna go in and start to blend that out. Again, I feel like this whole tutorial, I'm just repeating myself, but this is when I'm doing my windshield wiper motions. So the back and the forth, just to diffuse it and blend it out, going over those edges. This is when I really look in like my vanity mirror and I can see the whole look. I do use my little compact mirror to apply the product, things like that, and just like look in for the fine details. But being able to like look back at the look, super helpful. Now I know some people just go straight in with concealer. Some people like to clean up the area completely with micellar water or makeup remover. I'm like a happy medium. I like to take a little bit of micellar water on a Q-tip, clean it up a little bit just so I know where I'm carving out with the concealer, but I don't waste my time removing all of the eye makeup with the micellar water. It's just kind of a waste of time. So to find out where you need to carve out, take your Q-tip, have your eye relaxed and look forward. Place the Q-tip, look up, and then look back down. You'll kind of see where that naturally removed. So it's showing kind of right there. So that's where I'm going to follow. Like I said earlier, I want to be cutting out the crease just above my actual crease. Because when I'm relaxed, I have a little bit of a hooded eye effect. I still want to be able to see that cut crease. Just follow that line with the micellar water. Like I said, we're carving out about 3/4 of the lid. About there. Again, this is where you really need to make sure you're like relaxed looking forward. Don't look up. I love how I said I don't take off all the product and then I just took off all the product. Okay, so now that I cleaned that up and they're pretty well even, I'm going in with my concealer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Now, what concealer brush you like to use? That's really up to you. When I was doing this look the other day, I was going between 3 brushes. Yes, 3. Number 1, a typical like flat concealer brush with a curved end, a skinny little brush, and then this square-ended flat eyeshadow brush. So choose your own adventure. So I take a little bit of concealer. Now, just so you don't have like a bunch of concealer, work it into the back of your hand first. Less is always more. You can go back in. But I've made the mistake so many times of going to do a cut crease and I get this like glob of concealer and like put it on my eyelid and then I'm like, okay, so with your concealer brush, start to carve out that exact space that you just carved out. This is when things really start to come together. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this tiny little brush, grab some concealer, again, work it into the back of my hand, just so I can get this really carved out here. If anyone has any recommendations for a cut crease carving out brush, please let me know in the comments. Once you get to your outer eye area, don't worry too much about it being this like sharp, crisp line because we're gonna go in and blend it out. So it really doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, so that's the concealer on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and just blend this out. Make sure the concealer looks all nice before we set it with an eyeshadow. Going back into that lightest shade of my Kosas Undressed palette, a big fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to tap that in and set that concealer. Okay, so now that that's set, we're gonna go back in with that dark shade for this outer part of my eye and just add a little bit of product. Now take your clean blending brush and just diffuse that out, specifically the area between the concealer and the shadow. We don't really want that harsh line there. So I'm just going to diffuse that and buff that out with little tiny motions. You can already see how much more diffuse that is compared to this side, which we haven't blended out yet. Again, clean eyeshadow brush and blend, blend, blend. Okay, going back in with our darkest shade and a tiny, tiny little brush. I want to add in a little line here just for some drama and just to really define that cut crease line. So I'm just going to start to swipe that on like so. You can really see how that's just defining that crease line. Like look at that compared to that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that's it, carved out with the eyeshadow. If you need to, just blend out this little edge here, just where the line meets that outer shadow. Now, if you want to with the shadow, you can smoke out the underneath as well. I honestly just don't love to do that. It's not my favorite look. So next, we're gonna go in with a little wing liner, just the Stila Stay All Day liquid liner. So whenever I do my wing liner, I always like to draw the wing first, so I kind of know what I'm working with, and then I fill in from there. So I'm actually gonna take the liner all the way down to the inner corner here, but keep it very, very skinny. I can't talk while I do this. So that's kind of what you should be left with. I went even a little bit thicker than I wanted to. We finessed it, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna try and recreate on the other side. Pray for me. Okay, lastly, lining the inner waterline. Bam, bam, bam. And I'm actually just going in with mascara. I'm not gonna do any false lashes. So I'm gonna start with a waterproof mascara first so it holds my curl. This is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. And then I'm going in with the MAC Stack Mascara. This mascara is so good if you want like big lashes. Okay guys, so I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup and this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like these types of videos, more tutorials, be sure to let me know in the comments. But either way, I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.